This is Bobby King, and today we are stepping into something massive unfolding inside Iraq right now. There is a powerful new article coming from Newsweek on November 21, and it features Prime Minister al-Sudani himself. This is not a fluff piece. This is not a feel-good headline. This is a signal to the world that Iraq is preparing for major changes in money trade and global influence. And before we dive into the breaking developments, make sure you hit that subscribe button and support the channel so you never miss the updates that others are too slow to catch. There's something unfolding right now in Iraq that feels like a signal flare cutting through the dark sky. Something that goes far beyond a routine headline or a feel-good political interview. Today, Iraq stands on the edge of a story that is about to explode onto the global stage, and the timing is not random at all. It is precise. It is coordinated, and is sending a message louder than any speech. The world just learned that Newsweek is releasing a feature on Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani on November 21st. Not a small local outlet. Not a tiny regional blog. This is Newsweek, a major international platform that chooses its cover stories with razor-sharp intention. When a world-class publication picks up Iraq and puts the Prime Minister front and center, the world pays attention. And that attention is not accidental. It is triggered. It is timed. It is meant to communicate that Iraq is stepping into a new era. But here is the twist. Iraq has been making bold public statements for months. They keep saying they are ready for transformation. They keep insisting they are rebuilding. They keep assuring they are stabilizing. Yet behind the scenes, something else is happening. Something the public has not been told yet. Something connected to their economy, their currency, and their global partnerships. The officials are talking, but they are not telling everything. And when silence gets louder than words, you know something big is coming. There are powerful institutions watching and guiding this moment. The Bank for International Settlements, the International Monetary Fund, the United States Treasury, the Federal Reserve. These are not casual advisors. These are the gatekeepers of global finance. When these giants are involved, you can be certain that every move must be quiet, calculated, and tightly controlled. Exchanges, policy shifts, currency reforms, international agreements. These things do not leak early. They roll out when the timing aligns. Iraq has hinted. Iraq has suggested. But the real details are still sealed. And now, suddenly, right before the world turns toward the final stretch of the year, Newsweek publishes a global spotlight on al-Sudani. A story built around his mission to make Iraq great again. That is not random language. That is not a soft political slogan. That is a declaration. It is a bold public signal that Iraq is not only rebuilding, but preparing to re-enter the global arena without fear. It tells the world that Iraq is awakening after years of challenges and stepping into a moment of transformation. The timing is everything. This article appears as Iraq is pushing deep financial reforms, as new banking systems are being tested, as trade alliances strengthen, as digital platforms activate, as foreign investment begins to swarm again. Iraq does not choose this moment lightly. This is strategic placement. This is global messaging. This is symbolic power. When the world sees al-Sudani in Newsweek, they do not see a local leader. They see a head of state preparing to shift the financial and geopolitical map. There is also the exchange rate situation. Everyone knows this topic sits behind locked doors. Everyone knows that when it comes to currency adjustments, the insiders move with absolute silence. The central bank will not announce early. The IMF will not broadcast. The United States Treasury will not reveal anything. But they will educate quietly, step by step. They will position information in subtle ways. They will prepare the people without exposing the plan. Iraq has already been doing this. Slowly, quietly, consistently. Every piece of information is designed to lead somewhere. Now connect the dots. Iraq claims progress. International institutions provide support. The Prime Minister travels and negotiates. Financial technology upgrades activate. Regional partnerships gain strength. And then suddenly a major international magazine releases a story framing al-Sudani as a leader driving Iraq into greatness. That is not a coincidence. That is choreography. This article is much more than a profile. It is more than an opinion piece. It is more than a human interest story. It is a signal that Iraq is stepping into a phase of visibility. Visibility means readiness. Visibility means confidence. Visibility means something is about to happen that requires the world to pay attention. Iraq cannot make a bold financial move if the world is not watching. So they send a signal. A clear, simple global message. Get ready. The new Iraq is coming. Think of how rare it is for Iraq to be placed in a major Western publication in a positive, optimistic, forward-looking way. For years the world saw Iraq through conflict, through crisis, through uncertainty. But this story flips that narrative. It presents leadership, stability, growth, ambition. That shift is not random. It prepares global investors and governments for a new chapter. And that chapter involves money power and international position. The world will look back on this Newsweek story and say that was the moment the signal went out. That was the moment Iraq told everyone we are done waiting. We are done rebuilding in the shadows. We are stepping forward. We are activating. We are rising. So as the 21st approaches, remember this moment. Remember the silence from the institutions. Remember the careful hints from officials. Remember the upgrades in the banking sector. Remember the new laws and agreements. Remember the financial preparations. These are not accidents. These are not random updates. These are the building blocks of something major. And the Newsweek article is the spark. This is Iraq telling the world we are ready for transformation. Ready for a new financial era. Ready for global standing. Ready to step into the spotlight once again. The world is watching. The timing is set. The signal has been fired. Iraq is rising. This development with Iraq is not random, is not hype, is part of a calculated move that global financial agencies are preparing for silently while Iraq positions itself to make a major comeback on the world stage. Prime Minister Sudani showing up in Newsweek is not just news. It is a message. Something is shifting, and once the world sees it, there will be no going back. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and support me.